I am Melanie Youngsma of the Lansing Journal, here with Josh Bootsma, our managing editor.
Hello everyone. The Lansing Journal exists to build community by keeping people informed and connected. And today's video is all about how we do that through one of our primary means, and that is the Lansing Journal's website.
Yes.
The Lansing Journal website is really the front lines of us delivering the news to people. And we want to make it, our website is a powerful tool, and today we want to make sure that you are using it as effectively as possible. So today's video is 7 shortcuts to help you use the Lansing Journal's website.
Everyone loves a shortcut.
Everyone loves a good shortcut, and our site is full of them, and we're going to share some of them with you today.
Let's start with the daily news email, which is one of the main ways that people get to our website.
Right.
If you are a subscriber, you receive a daily news every morning at 5:01, and that email includes today's headlines. Now let me point out, Josh, that subscribers really have all the advantages. They are having the news delivered right to their email inbox.
Right.
And the things that we deliver are things that have not been published before.
Right.
So everything you receive in your email, that's fresh news. You don't have to sort through anything and find what you're looking for.
Right.
This is today's news that was freshly published in the past 24 hours.
Right.
I'm saying that because I want more people to subscribe, because it's such a huge benefit to get it brought to you instead of having to go out and find it.
Right. I just wanted to say that at the top. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's our preface, and now let's get to our first shortcut here.
Yes, so you might click on a story. We're going to use this Thornton Township story as our example. Clicking on that headline brings you to the full story.
Okay.
So right away at the top you see the headline, and usually above the headline is this little box with some words in it. That's a category box. We're going to talk more about categories later, but I wanted to point out that categories appear right at the top of every story. There's a headline, there's a byline, and that byline is a link. And then underneath the byline, there are some social icons. Those are important, and these represent a way that you can help us. When you click on these share buttons, these are all share buttons, click on the Facebook one, for example. That's an easy way for you to share a story to your Facebook page. I'm logged into the Lansing Journal's Facebook page right now, so that's what's showing here. But when you click on the Facebook button, it'll show your page.
Right.
You can add a comment right from here, and then click Post to Facebook. And ta-da,
Boom.
It's posted.
Very easy.
It's on your Facebook. You don't have to worry about copying the URL and then going to your Facebook page and pasting it.
Yeah.
That's a shortcut way to share the news. And it helps us too.
Right.
You sharing the news helps us.
You can do a Twitter, LinkedIn, Reddit, email, and that last button is a print button. So if you want to print the story, we get some requests for, we'd really like this digital story. Do you have a print version of it? And the reality is we often don't, right? We aren't doing print issues very often. So that's a way for you to print it from your home printer, and usually it looks pretty good.
Yeah. The pictures get included. The ads do not. So It's a nice way to create your own print edition of that story.
That's right.
All right, so let's scroll down to the bottom of this story. This is kind of a long one.
Yes.
And what do we have here?
So at the bottom of many locally written stories, we have our related section, and this is our shortcut number 2. So if these are specially curated by the writer of the story or the editor of the story. So Quentin Arthur wrote this story. Melanie, you inserted these related pieces. So that this is us thinking about, okay, if this person read this story and is interested in this topic or this area of local news, whatever, what else might they be interested in reading? So for example, the first related piece here is a column written by Ted Slowick of the Daily Southtown and the Tribune about the same meeting that Quentin Arthur wrote about in this story. So that's his take on that same event. And below that you have last year's Thornton Township annual meetings. That's the story that we wrote on last year's meeting. So those are 2 things that we think you might be interested in reading if you enjoyed this article.
Sometimes they provide additional context. Sometimes they're just related in other ways. But
that's right.
There are real people who are choosing those related stories to appear at the bottom of each story.
That's right. So that's a really helpful tool to, if you've got one specific thing that you care a lot about, you can get caught in a related stories chain very easily, and that's a good way to stay informed.
Right. Then we have the same social icons again. If you have read the whole story and now you really want to share it, you can go ahead and share it again.
Right.
Then we have this author box at the bottom of every story.
Yes.
Quentin Arthur wrote this story, and this box gives a little bio about Quentin. And you might not realize, here's another shortcut, Quentin Arthur's name is also a link. When you click on that link, you go to Quentin Arthur's author page.
Yes.
So this page is a portfolio of every story that Quentin has written for the Lansing Journal.
Right.
He's published 55 stories so far,
Right.
and they are in reverse chronological order.
It's worth noting that all of our authors have a page like this, and those are easily accessed as well by going up to the About tab on the green bar. The green bar you can just scroll up to from any page on our website.
Right.
So you go up to the green bar and you'll hover over it and you'll see the writing team will pop down. You can just click right on that. And that will be the writer bios. We have a little bit of, if you're interested in writing for us, you can apply right there. And then currently active contributors, these are writers that have written for us in the last few months recently. Their bios and some links in there as well. Each name, you can click to the link for that writer.
Right, so here's Marlene's page. Every author has a page like this, curating all of their stories.
Right. And I think it's interesting, we want to include a writer bio page for each individual writer, but also just overall showing all of our writers, just to let people know that the people who are writing their news are in fact people.
Right.
Right? In a world where ChatGPT is writing articles now, it's like these are real people who live here, who go to events, who make the phone calls, send the emails, who are putting these stories together.
Right. And this can be another shortcut too. If you love the writing that Marlene Cook is doing, and a lot of you do, and you want to read more of what she has written, you can click on her name and go to her page and see all of this Lansing history that
Right.
she has written. So that's a shortcut to more of the same kind of story that you might be enjoying.
Right.
But sometimes you might be looking for a story and you don't know who wrote it.
Right.
So that's when the search feature comes in
The
handy.
search feature. It's small up there in the right-hand corner, but it is powerful. It is powerful. So let's give it a test. Let's throw K. Dolce in there and see where that takes us. So how the search feature works is you do need to know to some degree what you're searching for. So if you have that search term, you remember, maybe you read an article a month ago and it has that word in it, you just know. You will see any article that has that word in it will come up in these results. Now, a quick note on that though. How the website presents these search results is that it prioritizes the headlines. So K. Dolce, you'll see here that all of these top results are articles that have K. Dolce in the headline. So you'll notice that the most recent one, so it sorts them by reverse chronological order as long as it's in the headline. So for number 1, December 8, 2022. If you scroll down a little bit, we'll get past the stories that have K. Dolce in the headline. So here's one, it's an adult responsibility, that's from April 5, 2023. So although that's a more recent story, it doesn't have K. Dolce in the headline, even though they are mentioned in the article because they're have a special food available for Child Abuse Prevention Month in April. So just know that if you saw a specific word in the story, if it wasn't in the headline, you'll have to scroll past the headlines to see the most recent story where that word was mentioned in the body of it.
Right.
It's getting into the weeds a little bit, but I think that is helpful. If you're really looking for one specific thing, that's how you have to do it.
Yeah, there are, let's see here, 2 pages of results for the term K. Dolce. So K. Dolce appears somewhere in all of those stories, but it's in the headline only in the top 4, 5.
Yeah, right.
So just be aware of that as you're searching and trying to find a story that you're looking for.
Yeah, that search, we highly recommend that. It's a powerful tool.
Yes. Now you might also notice, let's go to this story. You might notice these category bars, which we also mentioned earlier. So this story appears in 2 different categories. We have a local flavor category that all our local flavor stories go into.
Right.
We also have a news and views category, which is what we call our videos.
Right.
Because we did a video about this. These bars are also a link. You can click on that local flavor category and end up on the local flavor category page.
Yes.
And see all of the local flavor stories.
Right.
And every story has to be in at least one category.
Right.
These categories also appear in the green bar menu.
Right. So easy to navigate from a story itself to that category, or if you just want to scroll up to the top, you can do it that way as well.
If you are only interested in new businesses, business news, you can go to the business and work category. That's where all those stories appear.
Yes.
Speaking of the green menu bar,
Yes.
how about this item?
Right next to news by category is local businesses, which is really a cool feature of our site that I think maybe some people don't know about.
It's kind of a hidden gem.
It is. Absolutely. It's a local business directory, and we have done our best to keep these updated. They're categorized here. You could search specifically for a business, or you can click on a category of business, and then you'll...
Let's search for K Dolce again.
Let's do it.
There they are. So this gives you the basic info about that business. They're a link to their Facebook page. If we wrote an article about them, we obviously we've written more than one article about K Dolce, but we included just this one that gives a description of what K Dolce Cafe is.
Yeah. So that's a very powerful tool as well. Probably our biggest category on our business directory would be restaurants. And I mean, Melanie and I, we enjoy having lunch around Lansing for Touch Base Tuesday, where we catch up on things throughout the week. And sometimes we don't know where to go. We'll just pull this up and scroll and see where should we go this week. It's a really good way to just see everything in Lansing laid out this way.
Yeah, not every Lansing business is in here. We've done our best to compile as many as possible. Right. But it's a work in progress, and we are adding information all the time. So if you have a business or you know of a business that you would like to see included, let us know. We're happy to keep adding it. There's no cost to be in our business directory.
Right.
So those are 7 shortcuts to navigating your way around the lansingjournal.com. And we shared those with you because we know there's a lot of information on our website.
Yeah.
We have published more than 7,000 stories.
Right.
And all of those stories are on the website.
Mm-hmm.
The website is the only place where everything is contained.
Right.
So we work very hard to make sure that it's accessible and you can find what you're looking for and the categories make sense. And we want the information to be available because information doesn't serve its purpose if you can't get it or if it's not helping you connect to something.
That's right. So we're keeping you informed and connected today by educating you about some shortcuts for how to easier use the website. We hope you will find those useful as you enjoy the Lansing Journal's news.
Thanks for watching, and we will see you again next week.